All right, we're back for part 2 and what will probably be the final part of this girls' scratch title match from the 2010 main event. It's Allie, Ijams, and Elise Bolton. This is Elise, who you're going to see pop into your screen. There she is. She's in the 5th frame, working on a spare and leading with that strike by 2 pins. Demanding sport-type lane conditions here. It's a 39-foot pattern, but in the middle it feels like about 25 feet, and on the outside it feels like about 107 feet. That's double shark. See how Elise is attacking these lanes, standing on the far right, drifting a little left, right up the track area there. Wow. Big time out of trouble there. That was the exact sort of 210 zone that we've been talking about, even though maybe that wasn't so much trouble because she spared the 210 that she left earlier in this match. But I think if she had a choice, she'd be much happier only shooting a 2 rather than the 210. If she makes it, she'll continue to lead by 2 pins through 7 frames. This one looks like it's going down to the end. Clinic from both these girls on filling up your frames. No trouble on any of the makeable spares for her. The crowd starts to get into it a little more here as we reach the later frames. Always a big crowd on hand for a main event title match. Bowlers from literally all over the country and countries, as we had some international entrants this year. Seeing around who's going to take home the $1,500 and the beautiful crystal trophy from K&K. Allie continues to keep the ball in play with good shots here. That one could have carried. And the light hit mixes around, leaves that 7-pin stubbornly standing. Now make it a 3-pin deficit for Allie through 7 with the conversion. Great tip for younger bowlers growing up. Everybody likes to fall in love with the big old hook ball. Well, the tougher the lanes are, the more you want to go hard and straight at every possible spare. Take the lane condition out of play. All you got to do is hit your target and you're going to hit the spare. Just like that. Wow. Hard to not be impressed with both these girls putting on a clinic of how you do it here on a tough shot bowling. I don't believe this is Allie's. No, I'm almost positive this isn't Allie's last year of eligibility, but what an exclamation point it would be on her JBT career to capture a major here against nationwide talent. 8th frame. Oh yeah. Now that sounds a little bit more like a college environment where both these girls are from. Little Allie, 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 oi, oi, oi. We're going to get on camera the young lady that started that one. We should mention her too. But first, big shot for Bolton here. Her 8th frame. Got a wheel. Oh, that 10-pin going out was huge. 2-4-10, the 10 just barely falls. I know she made one earlier, but like we said, she'll be much happier not seeing him again. 2-4, a relatively simple spare, though nothing's easy when you reach the late frames of a match, let alone a $700 match. 1-pin lead with the spare, and no trouble at all. The young lady who just led that Allie, Allie, Allie chant is Tanya here. Tanya from Wichita as well, by way of the Far East. She was a character, and she became the first girl in main event history to not only compete in the boys division, but qualify for the finals. Girls have a chance to an option to bowl in either open scratch or girls scratch. She chose open and was in 7th after qualifying. So great job for Tanya there, with defending champ Maggie Z as well. That one's wide again. That time it wheels and gets the carry. There you go. Ninth frame tells the story in so many bowling matches. That's a huge foundation strike for Bolton there. Elise can max out for 213. She's going at a 193 pace. Allie going at a 192 pace. Still has room for 222. So huge strike for Elise to set up her 10th frame. Let's see if Allie can answer it here and really put the screws to Elise. Boy, both girls getting some fortunate breaks getting those 210s out of there, and that ball could have been a 210 or worse. Instead, the 10 falls, only a 2. And we are going to have ourselves essentially a one-frame shootout for 800 bucks. With the spare, she'll have 152 through 8 and would trail by 1 heading into the 10th. Never take anything for granted at this point. Still execute like this is the most important 2-pin you ever threw. No trouble at all. Wow. Okay, with 3 strikes in the 10th, Allie shoots 203. That would force strike 9 spare out of Elise to tie. We've already had a 4-frame tie in the scratch division earlier today. We do 1-shot roll-offs if bowlers tie. Greg Gehring and Justin Tan went 4 frames before that 1-shot roll-off was resolved. We have never had a title match tie in main event history. This is the 7th year. Why the heck not? Because Allie's on the spare, this is the key shot here because she really doesn't want to lose any more count. Struck last time on this lane. Close to worst case scenario for her Allie there. She doesn't get the strike and she doesn't hold the count. So now spare strike forces spare good count for Elise. If she misses, it would all but be over because Elise has that strike working in the 9th. 245, a much trickier spare. Got to avoid the chop 2 ways. Oh! Boy, I couldn't personally hate 245s anymore. They're one of my own bugaboos, and that was the worst possible moment for that to pop up. You know, you can throw it a lot worse than that at the spare and not chop it. It's just one of those things about bowling that that's the spot where it's going to chop, and Elise just needs decent count here to wrap it up. That sure looks like decent count. That is a main event title. Worst you can do is 181. Elise Bolton is going to be your 2010 Girls Scratch Division champion. Boy, hats off to both these bowlers. It was a clinic for all those frames. Allie clean up until that heartbreaking 10th, just couldn't catch the double. Elise with the early open frame did catch the double, and that's going to prove to be the difference.
Yeah, baby.
Well, a few days ago, Elise wandered into the tournament office and made a whole bunch of noise with her friend Lisa, and has had an infectious smile all weekend long. It's going to be hard to wipe that smile off her face now. She's going to pick up the main event title. We got open scratch and handicap division title matches coming up in just a minute. Stay tuned for that. 192 to 178 for Elise. All right, stay tuned for the scratch and handicap matches.